Today's kernel is going out to Kate, who I had the privilege of meeting, well, at least virtually, because I was working on a project that she took part in, and I got to hear a little bit of her story. So, Kate, it was great to meet you, and I hope you enjoy today's episode. Hey, this is Chris. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Popcorn Finance, the show where we discuss finance and about the time it takes to make a bag of popcorn. Unemployment. It's been all over the news, or I should say more specifically, we're hearing a lot about jobs going unfilled. I mean, there's a lot of debate over why this is. And I had the chance to join Gary and Shannon over on KFI AM 640 once again to discuss the job situation and unemployment benefits and why we're seeing the situation that we're seeing now.
One of the other issues that we've heard a lot of in these last couple of weeks and months is unemployment benefits and whether or not unemployment benefits are preventing people or I was going to say preventing people from going back to work, but maybe incentivizing them to stay away from work. Where do you come down on that? Where do you think that these unemployment benefits are having an impact on people's desire to get back to work?
You know, this has been a really interesting topic because there's been the debate over unemployment and minimum wage and wages in general going on for a while now. And I think the quick reaction is to say, well, it must be the unemployment benefits being the reason why people don't want to come back and work in these positions. But I think what you're seeing is that the fact that there's this enhanced benefit going on for unemployment, it's giving people the opportunity to really think and look for the job that they truly would like and enjoy, that provides them better pay, provides them more flexibility. And that's an opportunity that a lot of people didn't have, because if you're working, 50, 60 hours a week in these restaurants, in these small businesses, you don't really have a lot of time, especially if you have a family, to go out and maybe think about making a career change or going back to school. It's very difficult when you have a limited time to work with. And so what we're seeing is a lot of these individuals who couldn't work because, restaurants just couldn't be open. It wasn't safe for them to be open. They've had time now to reevaluate, and you're seeing them move to different industries. You're seeing them, there's been an influx in people moving into warehouse jobs. There's actually been an influx of people moving into the marijuana cannabis industry because people who were cooks have some similar skills that can be used in some of those other industries. And the fact that they're able to find these new positions with better pay, maybe better work hours, that's why I think you're seeing more people not run back to these old jobs. But you're also seeing these old employers, these restaurants, increasing their wages now and increasing their benefits, because that's what it's going to take to bring these people back to these jobs, because they have better alternatives out there now.
Yeah, we were talking, I think last week, about a local pizza place, right, that was offering incentives to get workers back. And I wonder who's going to fill those jobs and what it means for maybe teenagers getting into the job market, because for so long they were having hard times finding these types of restaurant jobs and things like that. And maybe that would be a good place for them to start.
Yeah, it may open up other opportunities for people who maybe were having a difficult time finding positions. But then also, I think it may start to put us in a place where you're seeing, I think, better wages offered out there, better benefits to allow those looking for work to find jobs that will be more enticing and be a better help in helping them support their families.
What was your first job, Chris?
Oh, man, my first job, I was a paintball referee, believe it or not.
Great.
That is really wow.
That would be tough.
It's very tough. It's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of being shot by other people's paintballs because they don't realize you're not playing the game, even though you're wearing a bright yellow shirt. But it was interesting.
Well, that's great.
What was your first job? Was it at the Chinese restaurant or the theater?
Well, delivering papers. I think that was a pretty common thing back then.
Yeah.
And then I worked at a dog kennel for a long time before I worked at the Chinese restaurant and then the movie theater.
You had a series of jobs. Nothing seemed to stick, huh?
Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Where was your commitment to that dog kennel?
That's why I'm sitting here. I have a dog.
Right.
I have a dog.
Right. You didn't like the cleaning of the cages?
It was work.
Yeah. Chris, nice to meet you. Come back anytime.
Thanks for having me. It was great meeting the two of you.
You bet. Chris Browning, again, host of the Popcorn Finance podcast that you can find on the iHeart app, including a bunch of different topics that you scroll through. One of the latest ones was respecting my partner's money boundaries. We talk about if you come into a relationship and you both have different ideas about money, how do you even bring that up? How do you talk about it? So all these personal finance topics in Chris's podcast, Popcorn Finance Podcast.
Big thanks again to Gary and Shannon over on KFI AM 640 out here in SoCal for having me on. And if you're not in the area and you want to check out their show, you can head over to the iHeartRadio app. And as you know, if you have any questions, please send them over to me. You can reach out to me on Instagram at Popcorn Finance Podcast, or you can send me an email directly to questions@popcornfinance.com. As always, I appreciate you joining me here for another bag of popcorn. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Your boy keep it poppin' like Mary Poppins.